Alright, hello everybody, we are back. It's your friend Will. This is the Memory Lapse, and we are playing a 23 land version of the green-black Karn deck here. Adding one land because there were just a couple games where we bricked on Explorers so many turns, and I just want to have that extra untapped land in there. It pretty much cost us our run last video, just bricking out. This is a keeper for sure. We have board presence into removal. No acceleration, but that's okay. We have 3 land and we'll probably find a 4th between our Explorer creatures. Looks like we're against... Yep. So we're against some kind of Surveil deck. I wonder what they take here. Maybe the Jadelight? Jadelight's probably the most powerful card, but if they have Doom Whisper, they might take the Chupacabra. So what they take is going to tell us a little bit about their hand. And they're in the tank here. If they have a lot of removal, maybe they'll take the Merfolk Branchwalker just to keep us from curving out. And give them some breathing room to get lands in play. Alright, so this makes me believe that they have something in their hand like Doom Whisper that they're going to want to protect. Or their hand is just like, no, that must be it. Library. They must have one of their finishers in hand. Thief of Sanity. There we go. That makes some sense too. So we have to remember with Thief of Sanity that whatever we keep on top, they get. So we're just going to push and try to get lands here. Like we don't want to give them this Chupacabra. So we'll put that in the graveyard. Plus we can find it back later. So they're playing the more mid-rangey version with Thief of Sanity main deck. It's a bit of an awkward card. I think this card is probably very, very good for sideboards. I just don't see it being very good in best of 1 main decks. It's actually reasonable against us, but it's not really the type of card I think you want to be playing against the Drake's deck that runs main deck Shocks, or the Mono Red deck that runs main deck Shocks. Having your 3 mana card answered cleanly for 1 mana and not impacting the board it's kind of a downer. However, I think we are going to just Contempt this here. I think we'll have a really hard time racing it moving forward. Ooh. We have a pair of Chupacabras in the graveyard. I'm assuming they're going to Thought Erase us here and probably take Karn. Or they take the Find. Radical idea. All right. Well, that means we get to resolve Karn. Looks like they're digging for land. Oh, Vivien. Vivien's just straight up better than Karn at this phase in the game. We get to pick the card out of 4, whereas instead of them picking the card out of 2. Alright, let's just take a creature. Not sure about Vidalian Arcanist here. Kind of nice to have a mana elf maybe to cast these jumpstart cards, but it doesn't even make colored mana, so you can't use it to cast your Thought Erasures, do anything fun like that. Whoa. That's unexpected. Alright, so with Vidalian Arcanist, that's where maybe it comes into play a little bit. Oh, just taking your opponent's small stuff. Jadelight looks good here. We're very close to ulting. We just want to protect our Vivien at this point. Once we emblem, it should be fairly easy to end the game. All right, plus up. Branchwalker. I guess we'll just play Karn too. Yeah, they've only got one card, so they're in a really tough spot. Oof. I don't think they want to give us Carnage Tyrant. We're just going to hold these back in case they have some kind of sweeper. So we'll play the Druid with the Cowl since it's pretty inconsequential. But it'll still do fine work once we have Emblem. So we're kind of adding to the board without the risk of really getting blown out. I mean, Ritual of Soot hits their side of the board at this point too. So there's not much that we're worried about there. They're more or less forced to make that attack, probably. Wow, River's Rebuke. Oh, that slows the game down quite a bit. They have yet to tap this Arcanist for mana. Seems weird. There we go. They finally got some value out of it. Alright, Carnage Tyrant next turn. That seems like it'll be good. They could have Dispersal in this deck. Did we see Discovery yet? Ooh, we got the Horsefish. They're in the tank here. I wonder what they have in terms of main deck answers to Planeswalkers. There's more bounce. They didn't attack. Let's see if we can find a land here. Nope. So that time, unlike last video where our opponent used their Sinister Sabotage just to get the Surveil. I don't think our opponent realized that that was not a play. So what is this? How does this read? All right, we're not even gonna read this card. We're not gonna win by ulting this. At this point, we've got double Carnage Tyrant. All right, so we have him next turn. Yep. If they have it in their deck and it costs 5 mana like that, like we'll just kill it on the spot, right? All right, so there we go. Back to the 1-0 start. Let's keep going. Matchmaking takes a while, but I like to use these opportunities to plug the channel and say, I hope you all are enjoying. And if you are, please leave a comment. And if you're new and you haven't done so already, please subscribe. We are in the early days of growth on this channel. Subscriptions tell me that you're liking it and that I should keep making this stuff. And it just feels good every day to log in and be like, oh cool, we gained like 5 new people yesterday. Okay. So under the assumption that they're a ramp deck, or not a ramp deck, a red deck, we're just going to ramp out this turn to make it easier to get a Wildgrowth Walker and grow it turn. Which is what we'll do here. Grow this to 4. And then assume that they're not going to have a lava coil for it. And if we get to grow it to 5 next turn, I think they're pretty toast. All right, and that's probably their turn. I think we're just attacking. This attack was actually loose, because if they did have, they could have blocked, and if they had Wizard's Lightning, they could have gotten this off the board. Oh, double Wizard's Lightning. So we've gained 6, and it just ate 6 damage for us, which is amazing. All right, let's find back the Wildgrowth Walker, a Branchwalker here. And we'll add a Branchwalker this turn. Stuck on land, but we're doing it, thanks to the Llanowar Elves. Alright, Rekindling Phoenix is annoying. But they're pretty much on defensive duties here. And then next turn we can attack. If they block, we get to kill the egg. Ooh. Alright, looks like we're just going to keep growing. Do we want Karn? Kind of, because they're not really in a position where they can attack. Oh, this is like a 50-50. It's hard to say what they have in their hand. They're not playing stuff out. But we're at a very comfortable life total. Not sure what... Okay. I don't think that accomplishes very much for them. I guess they were hoping I might block with the 3/5 and then they'd get the trade. We'll see what they give us here. Find. That's fine by me. Ooh, so here they can actually take the Karn off the board if they want to attack. Three, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we have 13 damage. Yeah. If they double block the Walker, we have a find to get it back. But I think we're just going to push damage on them here. And we want to take this Phoenix out. Second main phase. Dog eats the egg. Now they're on 3. And they need to have quite a bit here. That's pretty good. That's a good board for them. But we can force a lot of trades. Yeah, I guess we're just going to go wider here. Now that their Flame of Killed is done. I was debating what it might look like to try to attack, but I think it's too awkward. And we're just going to go for the bigger board. And if we top deck like a Vraska's Contempt or something, they're just dead. We're at 31, so yeah, that blank pretty much does it for them. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we have more than 3 damage that's going to come through here. If we just swing with everything. So we took the safest line there, which I guess is what you are hoping you have the luxury to do against red deck. When you're at 30 life, it's pretty cushy. Cool. All right, so that's 2 wins. Let's keep going. You know, I think if you're looking to just grind gold and grind cards, this is the way to do it in quick constructed or just constructed event, as they're calling it. But the expectation shouldn't be that you're going to get 7 wins every single time. I think that's like, if you can average 4 or more, you're going to continue to profit, right? And I think even though we scrubbed out the last one, I think this deck will average that over the long run. So that's why we're going to do a couple of these in a row to demonstrate, hopefully demonstrate. Is this mono blue? We haven't played against mono blue in a minute. Oh, blue-red Phoenixes. So these cards line up pretty well against the Phoenix deck. Awesome. Triple Karn's a little bit weird. Phoenix deck with main deck Archaeologist. I wonder if that is a metagame like choice for the mirror. Alright, card number 1. Giving us land here is great. And I have to imagine that's the direction they're going to lean, because Vivien rates to be very good against their deck. Nice land. You know, if we continue to see a lot of Merfolk, it's not, it wouldn't be that crazy to play Little Vraska. So her -3 to eat like Kumena or a Lord or something would actually be pretty good. Maybe it is worth mixing some number of Karns for them. The question is, are we plussing Karn? I think we're plussing. I think we actually want them to give us more land. We're not in a rush to play that Vivien yet. Just want to dump some Druid of the Cowls onto the board. I wonder what their move is going to be here. Spending 5 to draw 2 is a lot. Ooh. What? Alright, so this gives us a window to get the Vivien down then. If they're going to play it like that. And I guess we're going to hold this back if they're on the Entrancing Melody game. Realistically, how many main deck Entrancing Melody do they have? Probably just 1. River's Rebuke. Wow. Is this a deck all of a sudden? The Entrancing Melody River's Rebuke deck? Is this the person we played against before? I don't think... No, it was a blue-black deck that had River's Rebuke. Okay. Just try to get as many cards out of our hand here as possible. And we have 2 other Karns, so we'll discard the one they know about. River's Rebuke is kind of a cool card against green-black. It makes them discard. You know, we're holding all this interactive stuff. Enigma Drake. So I think the question is, do they have exactly Ionize or something here? Because if they don't, right? And we just Finality this board. And they knew this was coming, right? So this can't be good. Oh, it was. They saw it on top of the deck. I don't know. I really expected it to get countered, but also one card in hand, and they're playing weird stuff, so maybe they didn't read the card on top of the deck. Trancing Melody gets us again. So we'll just kill our own guy with Chupacabra. Play Vivien. Not a fan of all the stealing going on in this series. I think Chupacabras will be fine. Oh, graveyard. Almost double clicked and got library twice there. All right. So this should be pretty academic from here. I mean, the most annoying thing that they could do is top deck another River's Rebuke or something like that. That's just going to slow us down for a turn. So River's Rebuke is not instant, okay. Sure. So this is it. Yeah, even River's Rebuke just is a temporary solution to Carnage Tyrant. Cool, 3. Let's get one more in for good measure. So these have been much easier. I'm not sure that the 23rd land's making all the difference here, but it does feel like we're not getting stuck as much. Small sample size, of course, but I didn't feel like we were getting stuck too much with that deck in general at 22, but it did cost us some games in the previous run, and that was just kind of the tipping point to be a little less greedy. The card quality is also really high in this deck, and you don't really need to be that greedy with it. Oh, we don't want to see like a turn 1 shock or a goblin to kill this, because we do want to get our Jadelight down. Alright, Plains. So Finality looks like it'll be very good in this matchup. Especially if this grows to 3. And we'll grow it to 3 here, because that's also going to be nice for us. Oh, this is white-black vampires. Vampire tokeny life gain. I have lost to this deck before. It's quite annoying. They can gain a ton of life and get really tall on a creature. Get the creepy reapy down. And we're not blocking with this Jadelight, so... This is fine for us. They just gets them that much further away from flipping their Legion's Landing, which we actually don't have an answer to if it flips. We're not playing any Assassin's Trophies here. Alright, so they are vampires. They name Vampire on their unclaimed territory. The Vampire Commission comes down. Well, I guess this is a question of do we want to cycle this now, and I think no. I think we want to cycle the Branchwalker. Let's see land here. Cool. So my intention would be to block the Vanguard here. This is a Vampire. And hope that we find a land. And in fact, I guess we'll do it like this. So we have 3 shots at finding a land, the 2 draws here, plus the 1 for our turn. So if we find land and we finality, I think we're in a pretty commanding position. There we go. Make sure I click the right one here. So Indestructible is not going to help them against Finality, but it looks like they don't know that. And for those wondering why, it's because there's a difference between the way the game portrays negative HP or toughness on a creature due to damage with a Danto Vanguard. It shows it going to -1. It doesn't go to -1. That's a really bad way of representing that. I guess we're just going to go wide here. I shouldn't have played the swamp. What actually is happening is the creature just has its 1 toughness with X, however many X damage on it, right? Whereas in Magic, if a creature ever has 0 or less toughness, regardless of Indestructible, state-based effects, which is basically a way of saying the game itself, the rules of the game are constantly checking to see if the game ever sees a creature in play with 0 or less toughness, it immediately dies regardless. So this is one of the ways you get around indestructible creatures. Alright, so now we're just playing the Protect the Vivien game. Honestly, we could have maybe shoved there for 10 damage. We're very far ahead. But we kind of commit to this line. They get to grow their Alanda. So this is an interesting question. This they are what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And they don't have the mana to do this. I guess we still do it. Just get Carnage Tyrant down. And, you know, if they want to pop their Alanda, I guess we just let them do it now. I guess we want to take out the Legion Lieutenant. This is going to force a block here. Oh, I guess they can block like that. That works. But this makes their Alenda plan a lot more precarious if they go down to 2. Yeah. This is the outcome we want. We just want to get this Alenda off the board. We want to stop playing this game where they grow it. They get their 5 tokens or whatever. And we have a wide enough board. And we have a gigantic trampling Carnage Tyrant. Let's keep plussing and finding creatures. Vivien Reid means that we can just keep matching them on the board. And we creep towards the ultimate, which is going to be impossible for them to beat. Our Wildgrowth Walker's good. And we're just going to make them use up resources here. Declare some attackers. Lifelink is annoying. It means that they get to preserve their life total more or less as they block. If they triple block here, we're fine with it. We're going to add 3 more creatures to the board. This is all fine. We just have to grind through this shit. And this should almost certainly set up a lethal next turn. But they have to get enough in front of Carnage Tyrant plus blocking out here. It's just kind of a lot for them. Plus Vivien Reid. Yeah, the Wildgrowth Walker. I'm pretty sure this is lethal, but I'm just going to put these creatures into play and then attack and then see if the math works out for us. Just growing the Wildgrowth Walker one more. Just grind through the tokens. So we'll see. I mean, I'm not exactly sure how the lifelink rules work. If they, Alright, they survive. Well, now we know. So lifelink is more or less simultaneous. It's not... When it gets down to it, when you're at near death, it's not like it's just a trigger and you can die with lifelink on the stack. Alright. We got there 4-0. Fairly simple games. Finality was very good for us. Oh, shoot. Alright, well that's the end for this one. I accidentally clicked play. But I'm going to stop the video and start the next one because we're going into the second half of the series. Thank you all for watching. We'll be right back.